Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi, Emily. I would like to book an appointment for today.
Actually, today is fully blocked off for appointments. Would you like to book for another day instead?
Yes, sure. Do you have something free for tomorrow?
We've got a few open slots tomorrow. Would you prefer before noon or afternoon?
Actually, I prefer afternoon.
All right, for tomorrow afternoon, we've got 2 slots, 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. Which works better for you?
3 to 4 sounds good.
Great, I'll book you for tomorrow from 3 to 4. Could I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Ed Hill.
Thanks, Ed. Could you share your phone number?
Yes, my phone number is 0125111222.
Thank you. And your date of birth?
My date of birth is May 4th, 1994.
Just to confirm, you'd like an appointment tomorrow, August 14th from 3 to 4 under the name Ed Hill, phone number 0125111222, date of birth May 4th, 1994. Is that all correct?
Yes, this is correct.
Your appointment is confirmed for tomorrow, 3 to 4. Thank you for contacting Smith Dental Clinic. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye, Ed.
I just built this AI receptionist that never misses a call, using no code and in less than 30 minutes. And after this tutorial, you also will be able to create this AI agent. No prior experience required. So why is this so important? Because missed calls means missed revenue. Every unanswered call is a potential lost client. So to reduce the chance of losing a client by not answering the phone, our goal is to answer each call in 20 seconds. And thanks to AI, this is no problem. In all this, using a no-code solution. For that, we need only 3 simple steps. First, setting up the AI voice. Second, expanding the AI's function. For examples, to book appointments in the calendar. And last but not least, we will get a real phone number that you can directly provide to the clients, or you can simply use the existing phone number and just forward the call to the new phone number. And if you're serious about AI automation, then make sure to check out my school community, where we provide support, detailed tutorials, and blueprints that you can simply import and use it for your own needs without building it step by step. And now let's get started with the tutorial. For that, make sure to open up the Google Docs document provided in the description box below. Here you will receive all prompts and commands that are needed to follow along. Step number 1 is to give our AI a voice. For that, we're using a service called Vapi. First, we open up the Vapi website. Here we create a new account first. After that, we click Open Dashboard and click under Build Assistants. Next, we click Create Assistant and give it a name like YouTube Receptionist. And start with blank template and click Create Assistant. And make sure to stick until the end, where we make a full cost breakdown and explain what kind of latency is acceptable. The first thing we have to set up is our AI model. I played around with a few, and to my surprise, GPT-5 was not the best one because it hallucinated a lot and didn't always call the right function. Much better performed the GPT-4.1. The model highly depends on the use case you are doing, so make sure to test out different models. But I would recommend to start off with GPT-4.1. The next thing we have to provide is the first message that our AI agent says when he gets called. In the instructions, you can find a message that I already crafted for you. You simply copy and paste it here and adjust it to your needs. If I click now Talk to Assistant, the assistant will say this. Let's try it out.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Like you can see, in this case, we used a male voice instead of a female voice, but don't worry, we will adjust it in the next step. Then we need also to adjust our system prompt. The system prompt can be used to configure the context, role, personality, instructions, and so on for your assistant. A good example is, first we provide the current date and time. Then we give this AI agent the identity and purpose. For example, you're Emily, a patient service voice assistant for Smith Dental Clinic. Your main role is to answer patient questions briefly, clearly, and politely regarding our services, appointments, and opening hours, or emergency notices. Alright, let's test it out. We can test it by click this button, Talk to Assistant.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi Emily, I would like to know the opening times, please.
Of course, Smith Dental Clinic is open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Let me know if you need anything else.
And this is a typical example where the AI just makes up some information. Therefore, it's important to really make the scope clear where the AI agent is supposed to answer and where not. Besides that, he needs enough information to know the exact times. So for example, if I add this information, let's make it from 10 to 2 p.m., then the AI agent will exactly know when the opening hours are. Let's try again.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi, Emily. I would like to know the opening times.
Hi, our opening hours are Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. How else can I assist you?
And like you can see, if you provide enough context to the AI, it can answer all the questions. And to save your information, always click publish. And by the way, when you want to simply test out your prompt without calling all the time, you can also click here the chat icon and simply paste in your questions. For example, when are you opening hours, and send off this message. This is the exact same answer what the AI agent would say if you would call him. And to reset the chat, simply click here this button and start from the beginning. That way you can quickly adjust your prompt and test it to your needs. A good starting point is the system prompt I provide here in my community that you can simply copy and paste here and adjust it then to your needs. For example, you adjust the knowledge base by changing the services that you provide, the opening hours, the emergency numbers, and so on. Don't forget to click publish to save this information. Next thing, when we scroll down here, we can adjust our voice. For that, we click here the expand button and can choose multiple providers. Again, I was playing around with a few, and the best one for me was 11 Labs. So you select here 11 Labs for the provider, and for the voice, you can choose here from the drop-down menu, or you can click here Add Voice ID manually. And I actually recommend you to use this option, because this way you can use any voice that you have in 11 Labs, even your own one. To get the right ID, you go to 11 Labs and create an account here. Then you click voices, and then you have multiple voices here. For example, this one.
Okay, so this might...
If you like this voice, you click here the three dots and click copy voice ID and go back to WAPI and paste it here. When I click now publish here and talk to assistant, we have a new voice.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Perfect, we got our first step done. But the problem is our voice AI agent has no access to any tools, no access to our calendar, no access to Gmail, and so on. Therefore, for this example, I will show you how to add Google Calendar. After this, you will be able to check available slots and book appointments. To achieve this goal, we need N8N. It's a no-code platform and really easy to use. For that, you open up n8n.io and click Get Started if you don't have an account yet, otherwise sign in. After you signed in, you can create workflows by clicking this button here. We have now two options how we can achieve it: the easy way and the manual way. The easy way is when you're part of my community, you can simply download this workflow here and import it in N8N. Once you got this, you simply double click on the calendar here and add your own calendar by clicking here and then sign in with Google. Once you've done that, you click here Save, give it a name like WAPI YouTube Agent, and click here Activate. Then you head over to WAPI and open Tools. Each tool has a tool name and a tool description. The tool description is basically what it does. For example, this tool, Calendar Slots, returns us the booked appointments with start and duration time. Based on that, the AI agent figures out what time slots are available for today. So this tool returns us based on a date which slots are already booked and figures out the available slots by checking the opening times and the booked slots already. This way, our AI agent knows exactly which slots are available. But for that, he needs parameters. The parameter is the date in this case. When you click here on this edit button, you see the description for the date. The description is check availability for a certain date. Then I give them a format and the time zone. This information are received by N8N, our no-code tool, and then it checks based on the calendar what dates are booked for this date and returns them back to our AI agent. But let's create a tool from scratch. For that, you click here Create Tool and select Custom Tool. In my Google Docs or my school community, I already prepared some tools. For example, the Calendar Slots tool. You can simply copy and paste the name here, and you do the same for the description. Then you scroll down here to parameters and switch to JSON. Then you go back here and simply copy and paste these parameters here. Click Apply and click Save. And the last thing what you have to do is to give the server settings. For this, we need the server URL. This is pretty easy to get. We go back to our no-code tool here and double click here on the calendar slots flow. Here under webhooks, we can choose production URL and copy this one and paste it here. Then again, click Save. And that's it. By the way, you have here also a tool ID. Ours ends with 4A. Now let's go back to our assistant and scroll down here to Tools. Here in the Tools, we can now select our tools. And we select our freshly created tool with the ending 4A, calendar slots. And then click Publish. Let's try it out. I also open up the Google Calendar here. And like you can see at 1 p.m., the slot is already occupied. So let's ask our AI voice agent if at 1 p.m. is a slot free to make sure everything works.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi, Emily. I would like to book an appointment for today at 1 p.m.
It looks like the 1 p.m. slot is already taken today. Would you prefer an available time in the morning or afternoon instead?
And like you can see, it worked. When we head over to our no-code to NLN and click here on executions, you will see a call to this flow here. When we double click here, we see on a message here that the tool named calendar slots was called and it had an arguments or parameters of this date here. What is the date of today? Like you can see here. Based on this date, our Google Calendar gives us all slots that are booked for this date. For example, for this date was only Donald Trump. It was one item. All right. Now our AI agent knows exactly which time slots are available, but it also needs the capability to book appointments. For that, we go to WAPI and create a new tool under Custom Tools. Here you need to fill out the tool name and description that you can find here in my school community under Set Appointment. Simply copy and paste it here. Then you go down to parameters, click JSON, go then back here and copy and paste what's under parameters. And click apply. Then under server settings, you go again to our no-code tool and click under calendar set appointment, double click on this one, go to production URL, copy this URL and simply paste it here and click save. That's it. Now our AI agent can book appointments. Let's try it out. Go back to assistant, then go to tools and give him the new tool we just created, calendar set appointment. Click publish and click talk to assistant.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi, Emily. Can you book me an appointment for today at 3 p.m., please?
We have an available slot at 3 p.m. today. To confirm the appointment, please provide your name and phone number and date of birth.
My name is Ed Hill. My phone number is 01010101 and my date of birth is May 4th, 1994.
Ed, your appointment for today at 3 p.m. is confirmed. Thank you for contacting Smith Dental.
And like you can see, our new appointment was booked here. You might notice we have also a calendar availability flow here. I started off with this flow, but I noticed quickly people want also to know when are available slots. Therefore, I created this workflow. And what I noticed is, and even if I ask my AI agent for a specific date, if there's a slot available, he started to using this tool directly. So this one is not necessary anymore. All right, but how would you set up this whole thing if you would not have the template? For this, you click here the plus icon and create a new workflow. Then you click first step and select on webhook call. Then you select under method, post, and under test URL, you copy this URL and click listen for a test event. Right now, our NLN is waiting for a test event. So let's go to WAPI and go to tools. And let's modify our calendar set appointment tool. Here we exchange the server settings under server URL with our webhook test and click save. If we go now to assistant and start talking with our assistant.
Good afternoon. You've reached Smith Dental Clinic. My name is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi, Emily. Can you book me an appointment for today at 5 p.m.?
We don't have a free slot at 5 p.m. today. The available times for today are at 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Would either of those work for you?
Yes, then book it please for 4 p.m.
Got it. I'll book your appointment for 4 p.m. today. May I have your name, phone number, and date of birth to finalize this?
Yes, Ed Hill. My phone number is 01010101 and my date of birth is May 4th, 1994.
It seems there's already an appointment booked under the name Ed Hill today at 3 p.m. Is this a second appointment, or would you like to reschedule the existing one to 4 p.m.?
Yes, this is a second appointment.
Your appointment has been successfully booked.
Perfect. And like you can see, this tool was now called and our webhook was triggered directly. What you also might notice is our AI agent is already much smarter than we were thinking, because he recognized I already booked today an appointment, and if this is already a second appointment. But what is much more interesting is what we receive here. Under schema, when we look here in the body, under tool calls, we see under functions, the name calendar set appointment was called with this date, name, and the phone number. What we can do now with this information is set a workflow where an appointment in our Google Calendar is booked. For that, we go back to Canvas, we click here the plus icon and look for calendar and select Google Calendar. And then we select here, create an event. First, you connect your Google Calendar account here. Then under calendar, you select your calendar, for example, doctor's office here. And then you need to provide the start and end date. The start date you can already find here. Simply remove the current start date and drag and drop this one here. And for the end date, you simply remove the current end date, put here the start date again, then type in here dot, and then you select from here under suggested to date time. Then you click again the dot and select here plus. This function adds a given period to a time to the date time. For example, when I type in here 30 and then type in here minutes, then the end date is 30 minutes later than this one. Let's open up our calendar and check what happens when I click here execute step. I click now execute step. And like you can see, a new event was booked, but it has not the subject here and nothing else. So let's remove this one, go back to NLN and click here under additional fields, add field, and select summary. For the summary, you click here expression and simply drag and drop the name of the customer and click again execute step. When we check now our Google Calendar, it also has the name of the customer here. But let's delete it again here and go back, because we also received here the information for the phone number. So let's click here add field and look for description. Again here, select expression and simply drag and drop the phone number here. You can also type in here phone number and let's click again execute step. Now, when we double click here on this event, we also see the phone number here. And the last step we have to do is we have to send back a response. For that, we click here the plus icon, type in respond and respond to webhook. Then we go back to Canvas again and double click on our webhook here and select respond to using respond webhook node. The difference is right now, it doesn't matter what the AI agent sends, wrong parameters or correct parameters, it will always think it's a successful booking, because when you select here immediately, it will always give you a positive response. So the AI agent thinks the response was successful. But when we select using respond webhook node, we can give him the information what actually happened. For that, we click back to Canvas, double click on this one and select under respond with JSON. Then we select here expression and click this little icon. And this is important. WAPI expects a certain return value. An example return value you can find in my school community. Just copy it. You can also find it in the Google Docs, by the way, and paste it here. Here under tool call ID, we remove this and select under webhook, body, tool, this ID and drag and drop it here. And for the result, we choose result is, remove this placeholder, go to create event and paste in the status confirmed. If the status would be failed or something like this, our AI agent would know that and would give the response back to the customer. Once we got this, we click go back to Canvas and click save here. And this way you can make your AI agent do literally everything. But the last step is to give our AI agent a phone number. For that, we click here phone numbers and click create phone number. Here we select import Twilio. Then we go to twilio.com and create an account. Once you create an account, you need to verify it and then you can buy a phone number. A phone number you can buy under phone numbers, then click manage and then click active phone numbers. Here you select the button buy a phone number. This is important. Here you need to verify yourself. The verification steps are different for every country, but they will easily guide you through what you need to provide. Once you provided all information, you can click here buy a phone number and then buy a phone number. The monthly fee is around $1 and you usually have also to pay $1.50 to acquire this phone number. Once you bought your phone number, you copy this phone number and paste it here under Twilio phone number. And then you need to provide the Twilio account SID ID and AUF token. Both you can receive when you go to Twilio and then account dashboard. Here you scroll down and here you can find your account SID ID and the auth token. And then you simply click import. Once you've done that, it will look like this. And here you can scroll down and select assistant. And here you select your assistant, for example, our YouTube receptionist. What will happen then is when somebody calls our phone number, the AI agent will answer it. Both cost and latency depend on 4 factors. Factor number 1 is hosting. That means where the AI agent lives in. For example, in this case, WAPI. So WAPI has a cost of 5 cents per minute. Under latency, it's around 100 milliseconds. The second factor is transcribing. Each voice message needs to be transcribed. This costs additionally 1 cent per minute. Then the AI agent needs to understand the user. For that, he needs an AI model. This costs additionally 3.21 cents per minute and has a latency of 600 milliseconds. And by the way, the transcribing only takes 100 milliseconds. And the last thing is the AI agent needs to reply, so he needs a voice. This costs additionally 3.6 cents per minute. So in total, we have around 13 cents per minute. But this totally depends on which models you chose for each step. Make sure to try different models. That way you can find the fastest and cheapest model for your use case. The total latency is about 1.2 seconds, which falls under the acceptable range actually. So for an AI agent, the optimal latency would be under 500 milliseconds. This way the conversation feels really natural. Between 500 and 1200 milliseconds, there's definitely noticeable, but still acceptable for an automation, especially if the voice sounds confident and continues streaming once it starts. But you should be really careful if your latency is above 1.2 seconds. This would really feel laggy and the user would not accept it. So make sure when you choose the models that you definitely stay under 1.5 seconds here. I hope you liked this tutorial and see you in the next one.